Hey Bears fans, and welcome to Sports Talking with Cam. I'm your host Cameron Gooseby, and today I will be talking about the Week 5 predictions between the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and your Chicago Bears, which will be on Thursday Night Football on Fox. Now, starting off with Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay, they're very star-studded. They're an elite team, and they're looking for that Super Bowl title this year. And on the offensive side of the ball, they look very star-studded. You got at quarterback, you have Tom Brady, the greatest quarterback to ever play the game of football. You also have Rob Gronkowski, a tight end, one of the best tight ends to ever play the game of football as well. And then on the wide receivers, you have Mike Evans and you have Chris Godwin, both who are really good wide receivers. Mike Evans, who can really catch that deep ball down the field. And with Chris Godwin, he's a speedster. If you let him go, he's gone. Their offensive line is very solid. The offensive line, they're very solid. Although they're not perfect in protecting Brady, they're very solid nonetheless, and they can provide a challenge to any pass rusher that looks to disrupt their offense. Now, on the defensive side of the ball, they're ranked number 6 in the league. They can really disrupt the run and the pass. Their defensive lineman is really good. Their safeties and cornerbacks, they're really good. They can really disrupt an offense like all game round. And one thing I forgot to mention with the offense, you also have Leonard Fournette, someone who can literally run over people. And like I said, why didn't we sign Snacks? If we signed Snacks, guess what? We're not going to be in this predicament no more, are we? But no, they're not going to listen to us. No. Instead, they're going to still stay cheap, and we're going to keep on getting ran over every week until we sign Mr. Snacks. Now, as far as the Bears go, offensively, they did terrible on Sunday. Just an absolute travesty. What they really did, like 3 points in 58 minutes, you're not winning football games in the NFL. I don't care if it's high school, college, NFL, XFL, CFL, you're not winning games by only scoring 3 points. And with that 11 on the board, they scored that touchdown with less than 2 minutes left to go in the game. So I almost don't even want to count that touchdown. And adding on to that offense, Allen Robinson, he had a really good game, but the other receivers, they got shut down. Darnell Mooney, although he didn't get shut down, he really could not get going. I mean, he had a solid game, but he wasn't being elite at that point against the Colts. Also, the offensive line did terrible pass blocking. Although they only allowed 1 sack, Nick Foles was getting pressured all game round, and also the run blocking from the offensive line was just completely terrible. We saw Charles Leno, he was getting the left side, the right side. They were not run blocking whatsoever. They were simply just giving up on the play, and they were not showing their full effort against the number 1 defense in the league. David Montgomery also struggled with 10 rushes and 27 yards. I expect that to be a little bit better this week. Not too much better, but a little bit better this week. And I'm just wishing, I'm really wishing that I'm being proved wrong this week. Now, going with the defense, they held the Colts to 19 points. So good job for that. But it's like the sloppy tackling, the touchdown in the beginning of the game. That's what really cost them, and it really did not add well to the outcome of that game. Also, speaking of the defense, the pressure, we only had 1 sack last week. They only had 1 sack last game, and it was from Brent Urban, a backup lineman for the Bears. Like, no, that's not going to cut it. Khalil Mack, he got shut down last week. He only had 2 tackles. Robert Quinn got shut down last week, only had 1 tackle. And Akeem Hicks, although he didn't get shut down exactly, he had 6 tackles but no sacks. He could not get to the quarterback last week. They were the 3rd best offensive line in the league. They did a real good job in containing that Bears pass rush. And I'm expecting better from the pass rush, and I'm expecting better from the cornerbacks and the safeties because they were having sloppy tackling as well. They were simply not getting to the ball fast enough, and that's what cost them this game. The time of possession was the key contributor. It was a key contributor to this game because of sloppy tackling from the defense. Now, when we go into predictions, I still think the Bears are going to lose, but they're going to put up more of a fight to the Buccaneers. Now, although they're very elite, they're still going to put up more of a fight to the Buccaneers. I expect for this final score to be 27-17, Bucks over Bears. And although you guys might not agree with me on this one, I think they're more talented than the Bears on both sides of the ball. And it's showing right now in the stats. They're ranked number 16 in the offense compared to the Bears number 25. And then on the defensive side, although the Bears are ranked 8th, the Buccaneers are ranked 6th. They're basically the same. So I really don't expect a lot, but I expect better. Like I said, 27-17, your final score on Thursday Night Football. And honestly, I'm just hoping for the best. Now, concluding for this video, I would like for you guys to leave a like, leave a comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell, and hopefully, and as always, go Bears.